Act 5-1, Impasse. So, this is the bonus content that was not in the first game, but then was later re-released in the PC version, what we're playing now, and you'll see this content in the Ultimate Edition Remastered. I don't know these levels, guys. I know this game amazingly, and I remember a lot of it really, really well, but I don't know this because I've only done it twice. So the stuff you're about to watch is still going to get you through, but it's not going to be the same kind of, you know, complete understanding of everything that's happening, because I don't understand this. I know that this second wave comes from the crack in the road, because I was once down there as a defensive position and they spawned on me. So the first wave comes over the wall climbing, the second wave comes out of the crack, so there's no way to skip this. You can't seal any emergence holes. And you're going to notice that that's kind of the theme of the DLC, or the non-release DLC, whatever you want to call this. It's a lot of fights that are intentionally delivered so that you can't circumvent them. In fact, there's one fight coming up where there's two emergence holes that spawn so far away and so quickly that they're nigh impossible to seal consistently and get a jib of all the enemies climbing out. It's the kind of emergence hole placement that didn't realise just how good players would get with grenades, so they intentionally designed it so that you would have trouble sealing it. And I can understand skill-based emergence hole sealing, but this is a bit much, because it spawns the moment you kick the door, and you have to jump over 2 pieces of cover even to get close to it. And then once you've done that, you have to run outside the room with enemies spawning on you, and then run into an area where enemies are currently spawning just to throw a grenade. It's an absolute nightmare. But this is the second sequence, and this is where the wretches take 2 bullets, which is really confusing considering I'm shooting it in the neck. But whatever. And they're also going to spawn behind you here as well, guys, so pay attention and don't get too tunnel visioned like I did, because I died here. I got killed by this wretch, so be very careful. But if you back up, you can just hip fire them, and it feels so goddamn good. And you might be watching this and you might be thinking, you know, your hip fire's crap or your hip fire's good, depending on your opinions. The hip fire's random, guys. It's very, very random. So if you're hitting all your shots with hip fire, you're getting pretty lucky. And that's not to take away from your skill, because it does take skill to use hip fire in this game, but it's also a measure of the game doing what it wants, so take that into account if you would. But I'm pretty certain they get armor on that roof. It's very strange. But there's the bitch slap of that guy. And this is the room, guys, so kick this door through. Not this one, sorry, this one. That's another path you can go. Kick this door, and then you're going to go left, and you're going to kick the next door, and then the emergence hole is then the opposite side of this room, and the throw is really tough to get, because there's tons of cover trying to cock block you. So there's the first grenade. I don't know if I did it right. I'm going to run now. That was the hole being sealed, but none of the enemies got killed. I'm going to chuck that grenade for the second one, and I'm going to get into cover. See what I mean, though? Who the hell can seal that hole? Like, you've seen me consistently sealing these holes, because I know exactly how to do them. And then there's this one that's really, really awkward, because do you see all the cover? The cover's been placed in such a way that you can't see the hole, so you can't boom it, you can't seemingly talk it at you know, outside of doing some kind of crazy bank shot. And then they spawn one down by that middle umbrella, which is so far away that by the time you get to it, everybody's already spawned. So even if you do close both the holes, you still have 2 waves to fight, and that kind of goes against the whole spirit of closing the holes, in my opinion. Like, and no doubt it can be done. I haven't done it, but there'll be that run where you just get it, and you grind it and you grind it, but I just wanted to isolate that compared to what we've had, I feel like this one is much, much stricter. And I don't mind forced fights, I love this game, you know, but when you give me an emergence hole, that tells my brain that I can do some shenanigans to completely, you know, humiliate this encounter. This is a scary moment when you don't have a chainsaw, but luckily enough, I'm comfortable with my ability to play this game. And the thing that I'm not mentioning is to my left there's a guy on a turret, so do not go to the left-hand side of the room. If you end this wave where I am, you'll be okay. But directly to my left in that building, you see that? What I just looked at? That is usually a bad guy up there, I think. But I've never ever been shot by it, so I don't really know too much, as I've mentioned, about what exactly goes on in that. I don't know if Dom killed him. Like, I think when I first played, I thought it was Baird. I thought it was a member of the team, but it's definitely not. So just be conscious of the turret and stay where I was. Oh, here we go. It's another scary moment right here. Did you see that? Gosh, that's perfect. Wasn't that perfect? Did you see what he just did? He was looking to the left, and he shot me. His gun barrel was pointing 45 degrees away from me, and he still hit me. That's so perfect. Oh, that's so dumb and so beautiful at the same time. What a nightmare AI can be, right? Can you imagine being able to do that? That was crazy. But this is a very large fight, and there are no spawns. So all these spawns are preset, and you can't stop them. It's kind of cool, though, if you've got the sniper rifle, because you can just wreck them really convincingly. And then at the end, it's going to spawn a boomer. And all I do is stay on this piece of cover here. And it really reminds me of Clock Tower, this area. Because if you ever played Clock Tower, it has this very green lighting. Everything about it is super green. It's so verdant. And it's a beautiful map. And I even prefer it to the one that they've remastered in Gears 4. Because in Gears 4, it just doesn't have that regal... You feel like you were in a royal guard, and it all looks so opulent and affluent and wonderful. It's such a beautiful map. And it's a good map, too. I've got fond memories of that map. Everybody meeting in the middle and just having a shotgun fest next to all the Gears of War signature vans, which I haven't mentioned in this walkthrough, and I probably should. You haven't had a chance to see them, though, because I've trimmed out the walking bits. But there is this one whitish van in this game that everybody owns. It's like the Taco Bell of Demolition Man. Every car company ceased to exist, and then these grotty little vans are the only ones that exist. It's like a pedophile's dream, right? Just nothing but child-snatching vans. It's wonderful. I have no idea why this van is everywhere, but I get the feeling it was easier to copy-paste the van than design different vehicles for the roads. But that's the Theron, and here's the second spawn. So the second spawn is two boomers together, but if you shoot one of them close enough, they both die. And I'm going to waste a talk here, because I didn't realise I could do that. I was like, Jesus Christ, you can do that. It's quite rare that that happens. And then it's going to be a bunch of wretches, so feel free to put your cog in their orifices. Look at this dude, though. What is he doing? So crazy when they want to get dancey and evasive. Guy's a beast. So there was an event recently in the multiplayer of Gears of War 4 where it was Golden Boltok, and you could only hip-fire it. So if you were good at hip-firing, you could do some serious damage in that mode. And I missed out on playing it, which I regret. But pretty cool, right? I like stuff like that. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.